everyone, I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Celtics have the lead, but not by much. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics. These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Assists.
The first half is exactly what coaches want to see from their players offensively. The ball is moving, players are taking great shots, and the assist totals keep going up.
Player of the half.
Kemba Walker has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Brooklyn's got it.
Get down, half court, head top.
To Durant. Harden.
Down. Ice.
Pick.
Here comes the screen. Harden. Down low to Jordan. And throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. His guys lead here, early stages, 3rd quarter. Tatum, count it. 3-pointer is good.
And I don't know why the defense continues to help on guys that drive. Make them take shots over your bigs. By you helping more, you're just leaving 3-point shooters open on the perimeter.
Harden into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Durant to Harden. Has a look. James Harden. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Celtics have it. Kemba Walker against the former Hoya. Sizing up the defense. He cruises in for 2. Too easy.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Irving to Harden. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Harden drills the 3. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Walker to Marcus Smart. To the outside. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Short jumper stays out. It's in the hands of James Harden.
Me and you.
Walker with the basketball. 2-point advantage. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. Now to Jordan, down low to Durant. And he throws it down. Power play by DeAndre Jordan. Now the Celtics going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point ball game. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Whoa, Jaylen Brown above the rim.
If you know a guy's a driver, there's no need to apply that much pressure on him if his main objective is to get to the rim. Play off of him, make him think about the jump shot, and also, guys from the weak side on the help side, make sure you play in those gaps and you try to close out as quick as possible when he puts his head down.
Nets have the basketball. To Harden. Trying to cash in. Harden shot, no good. Brown with it up top. They lead it, 4-point game. Thompson goes to the right side from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Dinwiddie into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Harden. Jumper's good.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Jaylen Brown. Going to launch beyond the arc. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good. Dinwiddie with the basketball. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. To Marcus Smart. No good. And no foul. A pass taken away by the Celtics. To Marcus Smart. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Marcus Smart at the line for 2 shots. Shoots it at 75% for his career. Nope, first one does not go. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Harden with it up top. His guys down 3. To Jordan. Wow, that was vicious. Slams it down. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first 3 have lived up to the billing.
Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. Deep three at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The Celtics have the lead. It's the Celtics with the ball as we start this fourth quarter. And you have to figure they like this spot they're in, entering the quarter with the lead on the road.
Yeah, but Ed, I disagree. As a player, I'm not really worried about how big the lead is right now. I'm worried about what kind of energy we're going to enter the fourth quarter with, more importantly.
For three, great defense, forcing the miss. And a pass stolen by Boston.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Marcus Smart, good touch.
This is like a boxing match. If you fight against a great boxer, if he keeps jabbing you at the face, eventually that body will open up. You keep giving up layups like that, boom, a body blow is on the way.
Irving brings the ball up court. To Jordan. Goes reverse to lay it in.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Now preparing to shoot at the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
Knocks down the first. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Kyrie across the timeline. His guys trail now by 4. Durant to Irving. Has a chance. Kyrie Irving. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Look out, Kemba hitting the tough shots here.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Nets have it. James Harden fires for 2. He scores on the step back. Jay, how did he get free?
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Into the front court, it's Walker. Up by 3. A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go. To Irving. Fires the 3. You know Kyrie. Zero hesitation. Buries it for 3.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. To Walker. Has a look. Shot by Brown off the mark.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up. Jayson Tatum, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 82%. First try, no good. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Kevin Durant has it to Irving. Kyrie Irving. 3 for 6 now.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Tatum buries it.
Defense, do the math. You force them to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Jordan to Durant. And there's the whistle. Neither player giving up an inch. We have a tie-up. After the tie-up, they're in position for the jump ball. Kyrie Irving, 4 out of 7. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Walker to Jaylen Brown. Trying to cash in. That's usually one that he'll knock down. Kicks it outside to Marcus Smart. To Brown, down low. Off the assist.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Harden, how's this for a hot start? He's 5 of 5 from three-point range.
And I get mesmerized every time I watch him shoot. Great release, up and down, comes down in the same spot every time.
Screen coming. Walker to Jaylen Brown. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Harden with the basketball. His group now down 2. Great dish to set it up. And destroys the rim. That's what DeAndre Jordan does.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Has a chance. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Got it.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Jaylen Brown. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. And a chance coming up at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Jayson Tatum has got 2 shots coming, shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest, and hits the first free throw.
Good shot, good shot.
Goes 2 for 2. Now the Nets going to take a timeout. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a three? Harden. That breaks the streak after 5 straight makes. It's no good. And here's an intentional foul. That's free throws. Clock stops with 13 seconds to play. Jayson Tatum at the line for 2 shots, shooting 75% so far tonight. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. Play is stopped. Timeout for Brooklyn. They'll need a quick shot and then likely a quick foul in what is now a 2-possession game. Kyrie Irving. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets. Irving. And he knocks it down, Jay. Play is stopped. Timeout Boston. They trail by 1. Who's it going to be as they get ready for the final shot? And he'll head to the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Misses the first. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Time expires. Scoreboard says it's all even. And the extra period begins. To Durant. Here comes the screen. Curling inside. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Boston with the basketball. Dinwiddie guarded by Jeff T. It goes down.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Durant with the basketball up top. Looking to make something happen. Dinwiddie gets two.
I see this happen all the time. It used to happen to me. Sometimes an easy offense allows more effort to translate to the defensive end.
Teague with it up top. Down two. Here comes the screen. To Teague. 4-3. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
Durant to Jordan, down low. Nice pass to get things going.
Come on, DJ. Give the people what they want. I want that for my screensaver.
Teague. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Jayson Tatum trying to cash in on a three-point play, shooting 75% so far tonight. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. To Dinwiddie. Layup goes down. Well done. Lets it fly from long range. That's rebounded by Brooklyn. Kevin Durant with the rock. Deep two there, won't go. And he's going to the free throw line.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Shemi Ojale, a couple of free throws on the way. Numbers not in his favor, 61% for his career. First try at the line, no good. Good recovery, hits the second free throw. Jordan to Irving. To Durant. Can't connect. Lazy pass there, and it's intercepted. Irving to Durant. And scores.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Irving into the front court. Down a point. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Jeff Green at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Free throw's good. A three-point play puts them back up by a couple. Curling inside, around the perimeter. Here comes the screen. Walker to Jaylen Brown. DeAndre Jordan pins it. That's his third block this evening. Irving.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Jayson Tatum. Kyrie Irving lines it up for two. Somehow finds a way to get it to go. Can't fault the D.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Tyler Johnson with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Durant to Irving. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Walker. Tatum. Trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Timeout Boston, as they'll make sure they're all on the same wavelength here in this fourth quarter of play. Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. The rebound cleared by the Nets. Now here's an intentional foul, so free throws coming up in what is an 8-point ball game. First one, count it. 2 for 2 on that trip. And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
And he connects on the first free throw. So he hits the first, misses the second. Count the basket inside. It's the Nets who are victorious as they win it in overtime. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. When you look at these highlights, You can see how this team was able to earn the victory in this matchup. Great game by this squad. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets. The Celtics finished on the losing end of a close score.
Sure, it's great they shot so well from three, but none of that really matters when your team has one more loss to show for it.
Check out the leading scores for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Kyrie Irving is the choice for what you're seeing here, and that's unselfish play. Tight passes, great timing, and an impressive basketball IQ. He earned more respect than what I already have for him.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.